Once again, this is PCTV, Prescott Cable Television, Prescott Cardinal Sports. We are streaming for over 2 years here on YouTube. And we'd like to announce our cameraman Lucas Chainsaw Peterson, Heather Hove doing the stats and scoreboard, and Larry in producing. I'm your announcer, Chris Hove. So we started off here, a couple of possessions by both teams. Panthers scoring on the last possession on a 60-yard passing touchdown from Wester to Nolan Mirth. And remember, the opinions expressed in our broadcast are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views, beliefs, or positions of PCTV, Prescott School District, their affiliates, or employees. So here's the kickoff. Back to return it over Timmer's head, going to the end zone. So it'll be a touchback. Kickoff was by Hayden Buckle. So here's Bernick and his Cardinal offense. They only handed the ball off to Timmers, I think, one time that first possession. They had a big penalty that got them up there. And a couple of runs by Prescott. Otherwise, they had to punt. So Timmers next to Bernick. 4 wide receivers set. Bernick back to pass. Looking in the middle. Caught by Russell. Runs across to the right. He's got him beat. Out to the 40, 45, 50. He's still running. Out to the 40 of the Panthers. Down almost to the 35. Big run and catch there for Kobe Russell. And he just simply ran around him, and then nobody wanted to tackle him. That's a catch of 40 yards there, out to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10, as Prescott will run the hurry up here. Bernick, handoff to Timmers, runs right tackle. He's got a lot of room. He's got number 8 to beat, and number 8, and he might have lost the ball, but out of bounds. And it was recovered, so it was out of bounds. Samuel Fisher with the tackle, but that's another big gain there for the Cardinals. Gain of 18, 1st and 10 from the 21. Bernick in the shotgun, back to pass. He's got pressure, runs up to the right, and he's sacked. So good pressure there by the Panthers. That'll be sack number 1 for their defense. Couple of players in there.
Bernick thrown for a loss by Sanders.
Looks like Sanders with the tackle. So a loss of 3, 2nd and 13, now to 24. Timmers in the backfield, 3 wide receivers set. Timmers fakes it to Timmers, up the middle, and a good hit there. Good tackle by the Panthers. Number 15, nice solid tackle.
Tackle by Ponit.
That's Ponoth. He's a good player. He's a good basketball player as well. So no gain, 3rd and 12. Big down here for the Cardinals. They need to get something here. And it looks like somebody came across on the Panthers. That's going to be offside, so that's going to give the Cardinals 5 yards. So that'll move it to the 18-yard line, and that'll be 3rd and 7. More manageable down for the Cardinals. You think they're going to put it in Bernick's hands here and let him pass. Back to passes. Got the pressure, throws it out. Caught by Packard, and he jumps in, touchdown. He passed it, another nice out play. Packard caught it, dove into the end zone, and it's good. 7-6 now. A great pass by Teddy Bernick. 7-6. And that was another quick strike, as both teams have been doing all year, scoring a lot of points. And that's Teddy Bernick's 11th passing touchdown. Will Packard's 6th touchdown of the year. Dietrich Ike on for the extra point. And it is right down the middle. 7-7 is your score. 4:59 to go. We might get in the 40s here, folks, by both teams. One team averages 42, the other one averages 31 a game, so we'll see. Could be a shootout again. As Prescott saw themselves in a shootout last week against Somerset. Just lost the possession battle. Couldn't get the ball back and try to tie it up. So it'll be Ike kicking off. Now a 7-7 game here at Laney Field, Prescott, Wisconsin. Prescott's first home game in 5 games. First one, they beat Regis in River Falls. First regular season loss for the Regis Ramblers in 5 years. And Prescott beat them. And then they went on the road, won 2 on the road, and lost last week to Somerset. So now they're here. And here's the kickoff. Low line drive, angled. That one's going to be caught at the 1. And now we have a whistle here. They said it hit the line, so it'll be a touchback. That was close. It looked like he had picked it up before the line, but the ref had a better look than I did. So it'll be a touchback. And now Caden Wester will come back out. As he just threw a touchdown pass last possession. It's Nolan Mirth. Nolan Mirth, I believe, is only the third Panther wide receiver to catch a pass this year. He only had 3 guys catch a pass. It's operating from the 20. Looks like the Cardinals jumped ahead. Looks like that'll be an offside on the Cardinals. So now we'll mark it at the 25. And 1st and 5. Both teams trying to get whatever edge they can here. Both with an offside themselves. Handoff here, left tackle. Gets about 3 or 4 still running there. Good run. And that was Fisher. First time we've seen Fisher here. And it's Baskin with the tackle. We're going to see a lot of running here from the Panthers. It'll be 2nd and 3 from the 28. Hand off to the fullback. Runs forward. He's got a first down out to the 35-yard line. And that's number 5. Noah Nussbaum. Cole Platson gets the tackle on that one.
1st and 10 for the Panthers on their own 35.
Now it looks like Lono Thomason is limping there. He's got to come off. Brody Linder will replace him. Another handoff to the fullback, and he's going nowhere. Hit by a host of Cardinals. First one I saw, William Bastian, and then a couple other Cardinals follow him up. No gain. 2nd and 10 for the 35. That was Nussbaum getting another carry there. It looks like we got Ponath going out, and Jaden Boyce will come back in for him. Wester's a senior quarterback here. Not the guy who'll throw a lot, but he can beat you, as we've seen there in the last possession. He's trying to throw deep, and he is sacked by a couple of Cardinals. Number 51, Bastian, and David Regnier. So it'll be 3rd down now. Good coverage there by the Cardinals as he was looking over to the right here, and he had nobody open. By the time he tried to run, he was sacked. So a loss of 2. 3rd and 2 from the 33-yard line. So try to get a big hold here for the Cardinals. Now they have more guys running on and off here. Ponath comes back in. Wester under center. 3 wide receivers set. Back to pass. He's got pressure. Throws it up. And there's number 2 again. Just burned him to the outside. Great pass. It'll be a first down all the way down to the Cardinal 45. They had what they wanted. Single coverage through to the outside and caught it. And that time it was number 2. Well, it was Nolan Mirth again.
On the Prescott 45.
So 1st and 10 now. Fresh set of downs. Nolan Mirth has beat the Cardinals twice here. It was a good pass by Wester, too. Fake fullback. Now hands it off to number 7. That's Jaden Boyce. Hit by a couple of Cardinals. And finished up by Owen Bayer.
Tackle by Timmers.
Barrett Timmers in there as well. It's going to be, they give him a gain of 1 maybe. 2nd and 9. Now from the 44. 2:18 to go here in the first quarter. 7-7. Each team getting a passing touchdown. Panthers went to Mirth, and the Cardinals went to Will Packard. One wide receiver out to the left. That's Mirth in the I formation. Handoff. That's Nussbaum. No, that's Fisher. Still going. Across the 35. He's going to, looks like he has the first down. Another first down for the Panthers.
St. Croix Central. First down.
And that's Samuel Fisher. He is a good runner.
1st and 10 for the Panthers on the Prescott 30.
Like I said, he's got 10 touchdowns already on the year. He's approaching that 500 mark for yards. So 1st and 10 from the 32. Fisher remains in there in the I formation. Behind Wester. And they give it to him. There's Fisher up the middle. Has a couple. Hit by 3 Cardinals there. I think they're going to give that one to, I believe that was going to be William Bastian again.
Tackle by Linder.
Along with Linder and Bayer. So gain of 3, 2nd and 7. On the 29-yard line. Motion's back. Wester hands it off right up the middle. It's number 5, Nussbaum.
Nussbaum on the carry.
Close to a first down. It's going to be
Tackle by Linder.
maybe a couple yards here. And it's going to be 3rd and we'll call it 2 from the 24 of the Cardinals. So another 3rd down here. And they're just going to hand it off and just power forward. Nussbaum gets the carry across the 20-yard line. That'll be a first down. Gain of 4. And William, they just keep running away right at William Bassin. They get 2 to 4 yards every time, but I think Bassin's picked up about 6 tackles here. So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line here. In the red zone here, the Panthers. 30 seconds to play. Wester hands it off up the middle, and that time he didn't have much. That carry will go to, I believe that was Nussbaum again. Got 2 yards, 2nd and 8 from the 18. And that's going to be our first quarter here as time runs out. Kind of a back and forth quarter here with 7-7 score from Laney Field. But the Panthers are driving here. They're 2nd 8 from the 18. I'd like to thank our sponsors here. We want to thank Sternhouse Chevrolet, over 89 years of service to Prescott, Croix Insurance Agency, Heart, Hands, and Mind Child Care, Helmer Printing in Ellsworth, Prescott Family Dental, Patax IGA, serving Prescott since 1912, PC Bonkers, River City Stitch, who also provide our hats, so thank you River City Stitch, and the Wisconsin Credit Union, inspiring better. Thank you to all of our cable, YouTube, and NFHS subscribers. Hope Cardinals can get back in the win column here. Look at the crowd here tonight. Pretty good crowd here. Cardinals got a lot of fans here, as they typically do for football games. Looks like the Panthers are back out on the field here. 2nd 8 from the 18. And yes, they have been doing it with the run, but they've had 2 big passes to Nolan Mirth tonight. And hand off to Samuel Fisher, right guard. He gets about 4 or 5 more, so it'll be 3rd down.
Fisher on the carry. Tackle by Roll.
William Roll with the tackle. 3rd and 4 from the 14. Another big 3rd down here. See if the Cardinals can maybe, if they stop them here, I'm sure they're going to go for it on 4th down. So, got to stop them twice. And the two-headed monster here has carried St. Croix Central throughout this first half of the year. Wester under center, hands it off to Fisher. Stunts right, goes left. Looks like he's across the 10. I think that'll be another 1st down. Yep, inside the 10. And be 1st and goal for the Panthers at the 9-yard line. So we got an official timeout here.
That's the St. Croix Central, 1st down.
I'll have a timeout on the field. Looks like someone's got to come out here. So timeout on the field as the Panthers have entered the goal line here. Looks like hurt on the play was Lonel Tomlinson again. He's got his helmet off, kind of walking gingerly. That's what the timeout was. It was the injury timeout. And he does not look like he's moving very well down there. Looks like he's looking at his arm. His left arm, maybe?
Goal for the Panthers at the 9-yard line.
Tomlinson was one of the guys that I kind of circled in my program here. He's had a really good year. He's improved a lot from last year. Hand off to the fullback. Up to the 5. It'll be a gain of 4. This will be 2nd and goal. At the 5-yard line.
Tackle by Rainier.
So if they lose Tomlinson, that's not going to be good for their defense. He's been a pretty good leader for them as well. So it'll be 2nd and 5 from the 5-yard line. Fisher and Nussbaum are in the I formation behind Wester. Hand off. Now a flip to Fisher to the outside. And I don't know, we had an early whistle or something go on. And the Central sideline is not happy that they blew a whistle because they might have had a touchdown there. So there's a little bit of confusion going on here. What is going on? Why was there a whistle? It helps Prescott because there's not going to be a touchdown. Looked like Fisher just kind of dove into the end zone, but now they're going to explain it. And the coach is not happy, so they'll have to redo that play. Or they count the play and say it wasn't a touchdown. Looks like they marked the ball at the 2. We'll have to see what's going on here. We don't get it like the pros do, where they get to tell us everything, what's going on. So we have to kind of assume here. A lot of yelling from the Central sideline still, so looks like they're going to mark it. So clock's running. It's going to be 3rd down. So it'll be 3rd down from the 1. So they said he was down, which is kind of weird how they counted it. They counted that play on an inadvertent whistle. The rule says you should have to redo the down, but I'm not the referee, so. Handoff, Fisher up the middle, and he scores. Samuel Fisher. That's just handed off. Power running offense there, 13-7. And that is Fisher's 11th rushing touchdown. And they will try to convert the point after, 13-7. Number 9 back out there, Max Waters on the point after. And the snap, hold, kick, down the middle. It is good. 14-7 Panthers. It's been kind of a weird offensive style. We knew they were going to run the ball, but they aired it out twice to Mirth, and it worked. So the Cardinals just cannot stop the run. Looks like kind of like that Vikings game on Thursday. Just run it right at them and get 6-7 yards of play. But Cardinals get the ball here too, so they have a chance to tie it up here. Only down one score. Anything can happen. So kicking off, they have a different kickoff guy. It'll be number 1, Hayden Buckle will kick off. He kicked the last one out of the end zone. Kobe Russell, Barrett Timmers back to return. Owen Bayer's also up a little bit. And Cole Platson out there as well. Nice breeze coming into the booth here.
Buckle to kick for
This
the Panthers.
chainsaw's doing double duty this week. He's doing the volleyball game. Now he's doing the football game. Same with Heather and Larry. They're a good crew. Caught at the 10 by Timmers. Now hands off to Russell. Good blocking there by the Cardinals. Out to the 30-yard line. But it was a nice adjustment there by the Panthers on the kickoff. They handed it off and kind of did a reverse. And Russell's fast, so you don't want to let him run get some space. 1st and 10 from the 30s where the Panthers will start. 10:05 to go here in the second quarter.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals on their own 30-yard line.
Got a lot of people around the track as we normally do for football. A lot of people parked on the side. 4 wide receivers set here for Bernick. Back to pass, tosses it out left, Timmers. Runs around number 5, gets about 6-7 yards. Good run there from Barrett Timmers. As Nussbaum just couldn't track him down. He got the edge on him. So it'll be a gain of 6.
Tripped up by Sanders.
Sanders gets the tackle, gain of 8. 2nd and 2 from the 38. Sanders will get that tackle. Another 4 wide receivers set, 3 on the left side. And it looks like somebody moved early again. Might have been Barrett Timmers. So they're going to move it 5 yards back again.
False start, Prescott.
That's the second false start for the Cardinals today. That'll be a 2nd and 7 from the 33. Russell split out wide to the right, 3 wide to the left, with Timmers in the backfield next to Bernick in the shotgun. And hands it off to Timmers. Up the middle. I have a couple, but not much more. We spot at the 35. Gain of 2. 3rd and 7 at the 35-yard line. We're switching the play up here. 4 wide receivers set again for the Cardinals. Kind of going to this formation here, this possession. Timmers runs it out to the left. He's got the first down and more. Jukes back to the right. He's hit hard. Hit hard by the Panther defenseman. But that was after he got the first down. Fisher put a pretty good hit on him there. But not after he got about 12 yards and the first down. Be at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10. That's officially a gain of 7 for Barrett Timmers. And now it's the handoff to Kobe Russell. Looking for some blocking. Gets to the outside. And a nice tackle by Nussbaum. Did not let him get around him this time. But it will be about a gain of 4. So 2nd and 6 inside Panther territory at the 49. Brody Linder comes out. Packard in motion. Handoff Timmers. Up the middle, Jukes left. Kind of spins down. He's not going to have much there. Maybe a yard. They'll give him a yard. So it'll be 3rd and 5 from the 48. Sanders with another tackle. It's the senior right end, Brennan Sanders. Switching the play now is the offense. 4 wide receivers set. Bernick back to pass. He's got good protection out passing and some contact on the play. It'll be incomplete. Attended Thomas just kind of overthrew it. He had good protection. Well, that's probably one that Teddy wants back. He knows he's kind of sitting down on his knees. Just overthrew him. It'll be 4th and 5. And they'll go for it. Tomley checks out. Owen Bayer will come back in, as well as Cole Platson. 4 wide receivers set. 4th and 5. Back to pass. Throws it out and through the hands of Will Packard. You don't see that a lot. Will Packard is normally sure-handed. He was right at the stick, but it'll be incomplete. Turnover on downs, and the Panthers will have it back. So 2 big misses there for the Cardinals on the pass to Tomley and the missed catch by Will Packard. So there's key possession here for the Cardinals to stop them, as they will get the ball here at halftime. Don't want to allow any more points. The crowd finally getting into it. Handoff, Nussbaum. Across the 50 into Cardinal territory. Be about a gain of 4.
Tackle by Schumer.
Mason Schumer, first time we called his name tonight, with the tackle. Leads the team in sacks. He's got 5 sacks on the year, so he's had a pretty good year rushing the passer. 2nd and 6 from the 49. Wester under center. Handoff to the fullback. He faked it now. And Wester took it. So he faked to the fullback, and Wester took it around the left side. And Barrett Timmers, that's kind of an aggression tackle there. He took him and threw him down. It'll be 3rd and 5 from the 47. Be a gain of 2 for Wester on the run. And a couple substitutions in here for the Panthers. Eli Ponath comes in, number 15. He seems to be their 3rd down guy. They bring him a lot on 3rd down. He still could see a run here because they're going to go for it on 4th down. So they could still run it here, as they do. Handoff Fisher. He's got a lot of room. Good tackling, good blocking there. 1st down for Fisher. You can see the Cardinal line just kind of get pushed back. And he's out to the 34-yard line, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Just a right toss out to the right tackle. Your guard pulls out to the right along with your fullback, and they had good blocking. And this is what they typically do. Run, run, run. Wear out the defense. Might see a few more substitutions on that line for the Cardinals here as the game goes on. And there's Fisher around the right side again.
Fisher on the carry.
Get about 3 or 4 yards.
Tackle by Bayer.
Owen Bayer in on the tackle. Be a gain of 3. 2nd and 7 from the 31. Have not seen a pass here in a long time. Another handoff to the fullback, Nussbaum. No, he faked it with Wester again. It's hard to see that fake. That was Wester along the right side.
Tackle by Bayer.
Bayer pushed him out of bounds right at the stick. You're seeing a lot of running to the right here for the Panthers. I don't know if they have a scouting report here or what, but they have heavily ran to the right side. It looks like they might be a little short here. But it's still 3rd down. 3rd down and 1. From the 25. The Cardinals need to get a strip here, a fumble or something. Now Wester hands off. We've got flags everywhere. He's got the 1st down, pushed backwards. His progress will give him the 1st down. We'll see what the flags are.
Flags on the play.
Signaling towards the Panther side. It's going to be a legal chop block on the Panthers here. So that'll back them up. Or legal block below the waist. That's going to put them back. Got a 15-yarder. That's a big penalty here for the Panthers. Move them all the way back to the 40. So it'll be 3rd and 16 now. So we'll see if... I know they're going to go for it here on 4th down, so they still could run the ball here. How effective it's been here in the first half. Let's see which way they try to go here. They try throwing a pass here or keep it with the run. I formation. Here's a pass. Coming through the middle. He had him sacked, but he ran away from him. And now overthrowing to number 4. They had him sacked in the middle. There's a perfect throw to number 4. That was Mason Sullivan, their leading receivers, through his hands. It'll be 4th and 15. They're going to put the punt team out. So the penalty helps the Cardinals. They get their first stop. And now they're going to get the ball back here. It's a little over 4 minutes to go. Maybe they can tie the game up here. Actually, they're keeping the offense out there. Sullivan's pretty deep there. Yeah, they are going to punt. Sullivan's their punter, number 8. And high snap, but he's got it. And the punt, little pooch punt out to the right side. Gets a favorable Panther bounce down to the 15-yard line. And that's where Bernick and the offense will start, at the 15-yard line. So if you can't stop them, you need stuff like penalties and stuff to help. And that definitely helped the Cardinals. See if they come out passing here with Teddy. Last couple passes, Teddy's had pretty good protection. It's just the overthrow and the one through Packers' hands.
10 for the Cardinals on their own 16.
Charles Roll, Bastian, Schumer, and Regnier along that offensive line. And 3 wide receivers set. Timmers in the backfield. Teddy's going to take it himself up the middle. Eludes a couple tacklers out to the 20-yard line. That's actually Kobe Russell with the direct snap. Gain of 4, 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. As Albert Timmers is next to Russell. Russell, juke left, juke right, not much there. He's wrapped up and tackled.
Russell on the carry.
By number 15, I believe.
Tackled by Ponant.
That's Eli Ponant again. Now Bernick will check back in. As Russell will go back to his wide receiver spot. Now 3rd and 5 from the 21. 3:20 to go here in the second quarter. 14-7 St. Croix Central. Bernick back to pass. He's got pressure, and he's going to be sacked. They had pressure from both ends and up the middle. That is going to stall their possession here.
Bernick going for a loss.
And now they'll have to punt. So, sure enough, can't get any points on the board here before the half. Now they have to rely on Dietrich Ike to boot it out of here. Give him a good punt. And standing at midfield will be the returner. Good snap. And the punt. It's blocked. They blocked the punt. And now it's recovered by Prescott, but that's going to be very good starting position here for the Panthers as they block the punt. They're going to mark it at the 14-yard line. A big turn of events here for the Cardinals. And a big play there by the Panthers. They had 3 guys right up the middle. Don't know what the numbers were on that, but
1st and 10 for the Panthers.
so 1st and 10 from the 14.
Prescott 15.
Wester, hand off to Fisher. Out to the right side, still pushing.
Fisher on the carry.
And nice, strong run there from Samuel Fisher. All the way down inside the 10 to the 8. Gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Got to somehow keep them out of the end zone here. Don't want them to go up 2 scores. Handoff, Fisher across the 5. Looks like he's probably going to have the first down. He dove forward. He's right at the sticks. And they're telling him to move the sticks. It'll be 1st and goal now from the 4-yard line. Under 2 minutes to play here.
4-yard line.
Panthers trying to punch in another touchdown here to go up 2 scores. As they've pretty much ran the ball here this whole second quarter. And there's Fisher again along right guard and in for a touchdown. Samuel Fisher's second rushing touchdown of the night. That'll make it 20-7 St. Croix Central. And that's just power running, and I think the defense getting wore down. Nobody there, and good blocking up front by that Panther offensive line. Number 9, Maxwell Waters, on to attempt the extra point. Look at the Panthers didn't have enough guys out there. Now he's running out there. Mitchell Larson, number 3. Extra point is up. Is good, and it's 21-7 here. And Laney Field, we knew it was going to be a shootout here, but we figured, didn't know how well Central's defense was. They're only averaging, giving up 11 points a game, but they've looked to be pretty tough tonight. Timbers has had a few good runs here, but the Cardinals just have had a couple plays that have kind of escaped them there with the overthrow to Tomley and the pass through Packard's hands. They also had a fumble. So let's see if they can get a good return here. Timmers and Kobe Russell back to return. Kicking off is going to be Buckle, number 1, Hayden Buckle. Setting it over on that left hash. The left side of the field there is we're going to kick off. And we're ready for the kickoff. 21-7. 1:45 to go. See if the Cardinals have enough time to do anything here. They have all their timeouts left. And good kick here. It's going to be taken by Timmers. That time they faked the handoff. And Timmers is met by a bunch of Panthers, but he eludes that guy, jukes out to the right. He had nothing and made a lot of yards there. That was a good job by Barrett Timmers. Was tackled by Boyce. Good tackle there. So we'll start at the 31-yard line. Spot the 32-yard line, 1st and 10. All 3 timeouts. See if they can maybe attempt a field goal here, get close enough, get some points on the board here. 4 wide receivers set for the Cardinals. Teddy in the shotgun, and now I think Panthers are going to call a timeout here. I don't think they had enough people on the field. No. We had 12 people on the field. So first time out there for the Panthers. 2 left. Give Teddy some time to get his receivers dialed in. Just haven't had too many completions tonight. Not a typical Teddy Burnick night, but still early, first half. Like to see him hit Kobe Russell in stride and let him get some out there in space because he's quick, and Will Packard. Packard coming in, their leading receiver on the year. I think he's only had 1 catch tonight. Tomley and Bayer split out to the right. Packard and Kobe Russell to the left. Barrett Timmers next to Burnick in the backfield. Shotgun formation. 4 rushing here for the Panthers. And now Burnick's pressured again, runs off the left side. He's got some room, trying to get out of bounds, and he fumbles it out of bounds, but I think he already hit the sideline.
Burnick on the carry.
So he stops the clock at 1:27.
Knocked out of bounds by Murphy.
Be about a gain of about 4 or 5. Gain of 4 at the 36, 2nd and 6. Just didn't have what he liked there, so he ran. Good decision there from Teddy. They left Packard in to block on that play. In motion is Russell. Out to the right, and that one's dropped. Another drop here
Running pass intended for Russell.
by Kobe Russell. And field's got to be pretty wet still, huh? We've seen people slipping, drop passes, kind of drying off their hands. 3rd and 6, 1:23 to go. Cardinals are at their own 36-yard line. Burnick in the shotgun. They'll have 3 wide to the left. Back to pass. Got some more pressure. And he throws it. And was it a fumble? They call it incomplete. Almost intercepted by number 4. Mason Sullivan. And they're going to have to punt again. So Dietrich Ike will come out. Last punt was blocked, so need to get a little bit better protection here. And it was blocked and ended up at the 15-yard line of the Cardinals.
Ike, the punt for the Cardinals.
So they're going to go get it again here. A high snap. The punt is off. And a favorable Cardinal bounce. Rolling down inside the 30. We spotted about the 28-yard line with 1:08 to go. And a 2-score lead for the Panthers, 21-7. Here for the Cardinals' first home game of the year at Laney Field. Technically second, but first here at home.
1st and 10 for the Panthers on their own 28.
Late running in, there's number 50, Mason Schumer. Forgot he was on defense. Here's Wester. He's probably just going to hand it off here like they have been. No, he goes back to pass. And Wester now takes off. Eludes Schumer on that play. Runs out of bounds to the right. And has the first down. Schumer had him for about a 2-yard gain. Nice stiff arm there.
That's a St. Croix Central.
So move the chains again. Out to the 39-yard line. 1st and 10.
1st and 10 for the Panthers.
Clock did stop because he ran out of bounds. Kind of interesting to see him go back to pass. Fisher relays the play in. Fisher will be split to the left there in the backfield. And they'll hand it off to Fisher out to the right side. Oh, nice juke on Owen Bayer. And another first down.
On the carry.
Yeah, he had juked Owen Bayer to the ground. He had him for no gain.
That's the St. Croix Central.
Out of bounds again. Clock stops at 54 seconds.
1st and 10 for the
1st and
Panthers.
10 inside Cardinal territory at the 48. Cardinals are just singling guys up on these running backs, and they're making moves on them and just going right past the defenders. That's another handoff there out to the right side again. That's Samuel Fisher.
Fisher on the carry.
And timeout Panthers with 48 seconds to go.
Central.
That's their second charge timeout, so they have 1 left. That was a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 from the 43. We'll get that after the timeout here. Just that push that the Panther O-line is getting on the Prescott defense. Push them off the ball 4 or 5 yards. We talked about the two-headed running game for the Panthers here. They've been in control here. Not attempted a pass since early in the first quarter. So 2nd and 5, 48 seconds to go. Fake the handoff, back to pass. Passes it out, number 2, and it's caught again. Is that Nolan Mirth again?
Pass complete to Mirth.
So Mirth has all 3 catches tonight, and they've all been for first downs or touchdown.
28.
So he has killed the Cardinals, but it was good defense there by Gavin Miller. Passing it out again, and that one is they're calling it incomplete. I don't know why you call it incomplete. And there's a penalty on the offense. So Fisher and
Pass interference.
we're going to call pass interference. Tomley and Fisher were fighting for the ball. They called Fisher on a push-off, so it'll be pass interference. That one will not count. And the Central sideline is not happy again. We hear a lot of profanities from up here. So that one will have to come back. But I don't know why they haven't marked the yardage off yet. They start at the 28. Why are they starting at the 28 again? Oh, here we go. Okay. I was going to say, why do they have it spotted back at the same line on a penalty? They're marking it off now. So that'll be a big 15-yard penalty. Mark it all the way back to the 30 to 44-yard line. 29 seconds to go. Pressure here for the Cardinals, and he's sacked. Owen Bayer gets his revenge. Sack on the left side. So Bayer redeems himself there. That'll be a 3-yard loss and a sack for Owen Bayer. It looks like they're going to run the clock out here. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. They're not going to attempt to play. So that'll be our score here at halftime. St. Croix Central Panthers 21. Prescott Cardinals 7. Prescott will receive the ball at halftime. And we'll be back with you here after a short break. Welcome back to PCTV. For the second half, Cardinals football. They trail St. Croix Central Panthers 21-7. It's been, just a little bit of recap, it's been 3 passes that have killed the Cardinals and a whole lot of running by the Panthers, as we have kind of assumed it would be. But Caden Wester's had 3 really nice passes in Noah Mirth. And Nola Mirth caught a big receiving touchdown, and the other 2 were rushing touchdowns by Samuel Fisher. His 11th and 12th rushing touchdowns of the year. Panthers have got to be approaching that 200-yard rushing mark. So we'll see if Prescott can shut down that run a little bit and put some points on the board, which they have had some trouble doing here in the first half. But still 2 quarters to go here. Only down 2 touchdowns. We've been kind of a little bit sloppy there. A couple drop passes there in the first half. As look at Central's doing a little bit of end of their warm-ups here. Still got the music going here. And pretty good student section again. Going pretty crazy down there. Waving that Cardinal flag. A lot of activity around the track, and went down and saw my wife and kids at halftime there. They're running around sweating, running off some energy. As well as my friends' kids are here as well tonight. They're converted Cardinal fans. They're South St. Paul Packer fans. They're from South St. Paul, Minnesota. But we have them converted to Prescott Cardinals now. So they're hoping for a win. Looks like they had a couple more minutes on the board here for warm-ups. We'll keep it here live. Cardinals got a receiving touchdown from Will Packard from Teddy Burnick. And that was Burnick's 11th passing touchdown of the year and Packard's 6th receiving touchdown. As these 2 teams are tied there in the middle border conference, right in the middle. Close to second place behind Baldwin Woodville.
But the word is there is a
3-1.
black Jeep with its dome light on. A black Jeep with its dome light on.
Any type of announcement about a car, everybody goes silent. That was funny. PA announcers. So coming off the field here, warm-ups are done. So we're going to have kickoff here just shortly. The Cardinals need to get the fans into it here. The fans have not had much to cheer about either. They've just been kind of timeouts, kind of getting fired up a little bit. A lot of converted third downs there in the first half as well by St. Croix Central. Just running the ball, pounding power football, running right off that right side. They've been liking that right side of the Cardinal defense. So the Cardinals will have Kobe Russell and Barrett Timmers back to return. You just see a good big return here. Hayden Buckle kicking off from his own 40-yard line. Russell and Timmers standing at the 5. Ready to return. You have Bayer and Platts in the upman in case it's a short kick. Owen Bayer had a sack in the first half.
Buckle a kick for the Panthers. Timmers
and here's the kickoff. Second half is starting now. This will be caught by Timmers at the 12. Reverses it, fakes it to Russell. Out to the 25, makes a guy miss, spins to the 30, short of the 30, across the 26, and a host of Panthers there to tackle him. So we spot that at the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for Teddy Burnick. He has been under some pressure here in the first half off that end. Teddy's had to do some scrambling here.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals on their own 27.
He hasn't had a lot of completions. They'll start with Tomley and Dietrich Ike split out to the right with Packard. 4 wide receivers set. Russell off to the left. Timmers in the backfield. Handoff Timmers right side, and he falls down. Got to the 25. He'll lose 2. His footing went down and didn't have much to begin with. There'll be a loss of 3. 2nd and 13 at the 24. Herrig with the tackle. In the shotgun is Burnick. Back to pass. Under pressure again, and he is sacked again. And that is number 59. Riley Drinkwine, nice name there, Drinkwine. Gets the sack, and that's all the way back inside the 20. Riley Drinkwine. So that was a loss of 7. 3rd and 20 from the 17 now. And now the offensive line's got their hands up. They look a little confused on what the play call is here. And they run it. And fake the run. Flip it out to Packard. Out to the outside. Maybe gets to the 20. Not much on that. Nolan Mirth on the tackle. And Cardinals are going to have to punt again. Only a gain of 1 maybe. So Panthers are going to have really good starting position here again. Number 17, Ike back to punt. And Mason Sullivan back to return at the Cardinal 45-yard line. Now remember, they got one blocked earlier in the first half. High snap. Got the punt off. Good high punt. Takes a good Cardinal bounce inside the 45. Almost a 50-yard punt there from Ike. That was a good punt. So spot at the 44-yard line where Caden Wester and his offense will go from. They've been pretty efficient. They've had 1 fumble. That was their first possession of the game. And after that, they've had a punt and then 3 straight scores. 1 passing, 2 rushing.
1st and 10 for the Panthers on their own 44.
The two-headed monster in the I formation again. Hand off to the fullback. And he almost broke the tackle, almost gone there. That was Fisher again, gets about 12 yards, first down.
Tackle by Rainier.
David Rainier with the tackle. It looked like flashes of the first half there. All the way across the 45 to the 43-yard line, first and 10. As Fisher's up over 100 yards rushing. He's got to be up to maybe 150 yards rushing. Wester keeps it, flips it off to the right. Good tackle there. After about 4 yards.
Fisher on the carry.
Fisher with the carry. I think that was number 22. It might have been Brody Linder. Yep, number 22, Brody Linder with a good tackle on the outside. 2nd and 6 from the 39. And I don't know why the clock here is stopped at 9:33. They're having some clock issues, but the officials don't know. So the clock is still stopped. Somewhere around 9 minutes. They hand it off, and he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Now the clock is running now. They got about an extra 20 seconds on that. Carry, they didn't get much on there. William Roll with the tackle. They give him a yard. 3rd and 5 from the 38. See if the Cardinals can get a stop or a loss of yards here. Maybe force them to punt. But at this position, I think this is 4-down territory for the Panthers. They're going to go for it either way. Student section getting into it. 3rd and 5 here. Wester under center. Fisher in motion. Wester keeps it, and he goes around the right side again. On that left side of the Cardinal defense, he's going to have a first down. They have just been pounding that right side. It's the left side of that Cardinal defense.
Tackle by Stanton.
Looks to be Schumer and Bastian over there. And another first down here. 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Just power running football here. Now 3 wide receivers set. With Fisher in motion. Now they toss it out to the right to Fisher. And he's going to have about 4 or 5 more.
Fisher on the carry.
So they just keep getting those 4 or 5 yard plays. And William Bastian. They're going to give him 2 on that. So 2nd 8 at the 27-yard line. Kobe Russell out of number 4, Mason Sullivan. He has not done a lot, Mason Sullivan. And another run for Fisher, just a power run. Runs over a couple Cardinals before Brody Linder takes him down, but after a first down again.
Tackle by Linder.
And Fisher's running hard and running with a purpose. This is going to be from the 16-yard line, 1st and 10. I don't think I've seen one run to this left side. They've ran everything to the right side of their offense. Or up the middle. I've not seen one run to the left. Another handoff up the right side again. He's going to have maybe 3 more. That was Fisher again. So Fisher getting the workload here in the second half.
Fisher on the carry.
2nd and 6 from the 12. Cardinals need to strip the ball or punch the ball free or do something here to stop this offense. And it's really been just power running. Another handoff. This time they get him in the backfield. That's what they needed. Big play there for the Cardinal defense. First guy to hit him there was, looks like Bastian. And the host of Cardinals there to wrap him up. That's what they needed there. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the 14. Loss of 2. Fisher's got the play. Ponath comes back in. He's that third down guy. They like to have him out there on third downs. As he is over on that left side with Mason Sullivan. Mason Sullivan split out to the left. And now they roll out to the left on a pass. Trying to go to Sullivan. And good defense by Kobe Russell, knocking him out of bounds. Good play there. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down. And Wester had number 5, Nussbaum, wide open at about the 10-yard line. He could have hit. But he was going for the home run play. Good defense by Kobe Russell. Be fourth down, 4th and 8. So what do they do here? Do they keep running it again? Try to get the 8 yards, or do they pass it? A big down here for the Cardinals defense. 5:57 to go in the third quarter. St. Croix Central still clinging to that 14-point lead, 21-7. Coaches and players trying to get the crowd going here. Get a little noise. Noise has been all night. 4th and 8. Wester pitches it out to Fisher. Now he's going to throw, and he's got him wide open, and nobody looked back. Mason Sullivan's going to get the touchdown, and that's going to pretty much put the air of the tires there.
Mason Sullivan.
They flipped it to Fisher. He threw it right to Sullivan, and nobody on him. And it'll be 27-7 Panthers. Just a tough play for the Cardinals there. I think that was like the last play the Cardinals thought that they would run. Would be a halfback pass, and they did it. Extra point is good.
Extra point is good by Waters to score.
Maxwell Waters to make it 28-7. So that was the first passing attempt by Wester. That incomplete pass since early in the first quarter. And now Fisher's 1 for 1 with a touchdown pass, 14-yard pass to their leading receiver, Mason Sullivan. It is Sullivan's 7th receiving touchdown on 10 catches. Pretty good percentage. So back to return will be Timmers and Kobe Russell again. Cardinals got to get something on the board here before this quarter ends. They had a couple of chances there to stop the Panthers on 3rd and 4th down, and that power running, getting the first down. Kickoff will be Buckle, Hayden Buckle, from his 40-yard line.
Buckle the kick for the Panthers.
High kick. Timmers will run up at the 15. Reverse it to Russell. And it's going to be looks like a hold. I think I saw it in front of me on number 54, Lewis Kinnaman. Not much on the return. It's going to come back.
Holding Prescott.
So just when you need a decent field position, now you're backed up again in by your own end zone. It's going to put it maybe inside the 20. Yep. It's going to be at the 12-yard line. So that's a big penalty for the Cardinals. Need a quick score here from this Prescott offense. They've struggled to get much going here tonight.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals on their own 11.
They scored in their first possession and haven't scored since. It's been all punts. And a turnover of downs. Handoff Russell, right side. Eludes the tackler there at about the 10-yard line, out to the 15. Gain of 3.
Tackle by Fisher.
Didn't really have much on it, but his speed got him to the outside, and he was able to gain a few yards. And now the officials are fumbling the ball around. 3rd and 6 from the 16. 3 wide receivers set. Rolling out left, Bernick, and overthrows his receiver, Will Packard.
Bernick's pass intended for Packard.
He was open. He just kind of overthrew him. Got a little bit of rushed on that outside end. Made Bernick get rid of the ball when he didn't want to. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Actually, 3rd and 7 now. 3rd and 7 from the 16. Now 4 wide receivers set as Dietrich Ike comes out to join Packard and Nolan Tomley. They're throwing it deep. And a fumbling catch. Almost had it. Cole Platson almost pulled it down, but as he went to lunge for it at the end, the receiver or the defender pulled him down, which you can do once it's tipped. And incomplete, and they're going to punt the ball again. There's a nice drop-in throw there by Teddy Bernick, but just couldn't hold on to it. And Dietrich Ike will punt to Mason Sullivan, standing at about his 45-yard line of the Cardinals. And he fumbles it. And I don't know why a whistle was blowing there. Fumbled it, though. I didn't see a fair catch either, but he recovers it. Another good punt by Dietrich Ike. Almost another 50-yard punt. Nice high kick. They'll take over at the Cardinal 46-yard line, 1st and 10. And that's almost what the Cardinals needed. They needed a fumble there. It looked like he did fumble, but they called it down. See if they can get a strip on one of these running backs here. So 1st and 10 for Wester. Fake the handoff. Rolling right. He's going to pass. Under pressure. Takes a big hit from Kobe Russell. I don't think Wester even saw him. He rolled out to the right, and he just took the hit from Russell. Russell throws his shoulder pad right into him. That's going to be a big loss. I don't know what happened there. Wester didn't see him. So that'll back them up into their own territory again. At the 47-yard line now, the Panthers. Be 2nd and 17. After the sack by Russell, pitch it out left to Fisher. He's got some room. Now a nice tackle there by Barrett Timmers in the open field. Gets almost back to the original line of scrimmage, but Barrett Timmers was left on an island there, and he made a great tackle. The spot at the Cardinal 48. It'll be a gain of 5. Be 3rd and about 11. Make that 3rd and 12. Approaching the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. 28-7 St. Croix Central. And they have pretty much been in command this whole game. Three big passes to Logan Mirth there in the first half. Pretty much set the tone. And then everything else was running until a halfback pass by Samuel Fisher to Mason Sullivan. Back to pass. Throws it low, but it's caught. And they call it incomplete. Hit the ground. As Cardinals were right there, Nolan Tomlin was right there to make the tackle. And they're going to put in their punt team. So the Cardinals make a stop here with 3:36 to go in the 3rd. Hopefully it's not too late for them, though. As Barrett Timmers will go back to receive the punt at about his 15-yard line. Then Mason Sullivan punting. Snap high. The punt is nice, high punt. Towards the sideline, inside the 20. See where they mark it. Going to mark it at the, let's see, where's he going to go? 18-yard line. And it seems like this whole second half and in the 2nd quarter, the Cardinals just cannot get good field position. They had the penalty last possession that put them inside the 20. Now good punt here, pinned him inside the 20.
First and 10 for the Cardinals on their own 18.
So once again, they get the ball back here, and any type of momentum they can get for next week, they'll need that. Russell in at quarterback, keeps it off the left side across the 20.
Russell on the carry.
Out to the 21, dives forward. 22-yard line. Gonna have a gain of 4, second and 6. They're going to keep Kobe Russell in there with Timmers in the backfield. Looks to pass. Now he runs. Jukes back across the 25 to the 26. Looks to be about 4 more yards.
Tackle by Drinkwine.
And it'll be 3rd and 2. There's that name again. Riley Drinkwine with the tackle. 3rd and 2 from the 26. See if they let Teddy throw the ball here, if they go back to the ground. Switching the play up here. 3 wide receivers set. Timmers in the backfield. Pass out to Will Packard, out to the 30-yard line, pushed out of bounds. But that's going to be a first down. So Cardinals have not got a first down on offense in a while. They get one here. Out to the 31-yard line, catch of 5 yards. Will Packard. And clock stopped momentarily because he went out of bounds. 2:12 left to go in the third quarter. Burnick keeps it. And not much there. Probably no gain there on the first down run. He's 2nd and 10 from the 31. No gain. Drinkwine's had a pretty good game tonight. A lot of tackles. He's got a sack. He's got a lot of pressures there on Burnick tonight. So 3 wide receivers out to the right here. So he's got pressure off the right end there. Packard in motion to the left. Burnick in the shotgun. He's got it. Throws it deep to Packard. He couldn't find the ball. He looked over his left shoulder, but it was thrown over his right shoulder. Incomplete. 3rd and 10 for the 31. He had about a step on the receiver. Would have been a tough play on the ball, but Packard's a pretty good receiver. You could probably pull that one down. Nolan Tomley out there with Packard. Russell in motion. And that one is caught again by Packard. Did he get in? They call him out of bounds. Out of bounds, 4th down and 10. And another one there, Burnick had him. And it would have been a first down. It would have been close to a first down. He was right at the 40-yard line. But incomplete. And this will probably be all the life left here for the Cardinals, and they're going to send the punter back out. And I don't know if the offense likes this call, but they're putting the punter out there. 4th and 10 at the 31-yard line. Running in at the end there was Kinnaman. Punting from about his 20-yard line. High snap. A good job getting that punt off. Good punt. Fair caught at the 41-yard line. Another good punt there from Dietrich Ike. It was a 40-yard punt, no return. And Cade Wester will come back out. Next week, the Panthers go to Somerset. As Somerset, ruined the Cardinals' undefeated record last week, put up 44 points, so they've been scoring some points as well. Handoff Nussbaum out to the 35.
Nussbaum on the carry.
And the Cardinals will go to Amory. Had kind of a
Tackle by Bear.
tough stretch here the first few games. And then the Cardinals will come home for, I believe, 2 more in a row. No, it's just 1. They'll play Baldwin, Woodville. So Cardinals will have a tough last 3 games. Baldwin, Woodville, Ellsworth, and Rice Lake to end it. So got to get that win against Amory next week and see where they're at when they come back home. 2nd and 6 from the 45. Handoff right side. Fisher eludes a tackler and eludes another tackler and another one still going before he's wrapped up by the defender. Not after he gets about 15 yards on the carry.
Tackle by Bear.
And Owen Bayer brings him down, and we got a Cardinal down on the field. That's going to be Kobe Russell.
First down.
Not good because he's a really good and fast wide receiver as well. And Packard will have to replace Russell as he's still down over there. So we got an injury timeout here. Panthers will get the ball 1st and 10 in Cardinal territory from the 42-yard line. Hopefully it's nothing serious for Kobe here. Just a sophomore, good athlete, plays basketball as well, runs track. He's really got into his zone here his 2nd year of playing football. He started out as a quarterback, now he went to wide receiver. He's playing really well as a wide receiver. Also defensive back. As statistician Heather Hove tells me, 17-7 first downs tonight for St. Croix Central. And they've had the ball a lot. That power running offense looks like they get Kobe Russell up here. And he's looks like an ankle, lower body injury. He's limping a little bit off the field. So hopefully it's nothing serious. They can get him back against Amory next week. So it was a 15-yard run by Fisher. 1st and 10 from the Cardinal 42. 38 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. They'll sit him down and the trainer will look at it.
First and 10 for the Panthers on the Prescott 42.
He's stretching it out here on the sideline. Fisher will be out there with Caden Wester and Nussbaum, the 2-headed monster. They have a lot of carries this year. They're going to get a lot more here, especially if they stay at the top of the Middle Border Conference. And they just run out the last 20-some seconds. They'll be the end of the 3rd quarter. 28-7, St. Croix Central Panthers on top, going to the 4th quarter.
This time I ask the junior parents to stand and be recognized. Thank you statement from the 11th grade players.
Once again, we'd like to thank our Booster Club members. Schoenhof Chevrolet, over 89 years of service to Prescott. Heart, Hands, and Mind Child Care. Croix Insurance Agency. First National Bank of River Falls and Prescott. Helmer Printing Ellsworth. Prescott Family Dental. Patax IGA, serving Prescott since 1912. PC Bonkers, River City Stitch, who provide our very nice PCTV hats, and the Wisconsin Credit Union, inspiring better. Thank you to all of our cable, YouTube, and NFHS subscribers. We can't get all the wins here this year, but this will be a tough one for Prescott here. They'll go on a 2-game losing streak and off to Amory next week. Very winnable game for them. As St. Croix Central will go to Somerset. And Wester off that left end, he's got a lot of room. First down and more before he runs out of bounds, takes a big hit from number 10, They're going to throw a flag on him.
Out of bounds by Stanton, flag and a
Finn
flag.
Stanton hit him late, hit him hard, and this is going to be a flag. About a 15-yard run for Caden Wester, first down. I believe they're going to tack on 15 more here.
Personal foul, Prescott.
Yep, personal foul on Finn Stanton. The junior middle linebacker. They're going to mark this all the way to the 13-yard line. So 15-yard run.
10 for the Panthers at the Prescott 13.
And they tack on 10 more. So first and 10 from the 13. Handoff, he's hit hard up the middle.
Marshall on the carry.
That was Bayer and William Roll on the tackle. Ball carrier, there was Fisher. So second and 10 from the 13. No gain on that last play. Handoff, pitch it out to Fisher. He's got room. Gets across the 10. Takes another big hit there. That was from Finn Stanton again. He says, you put your helmet down, I'll put mine down lower. And he hit him hard, out of bounds. And they're going to spot this at the
Knocked out of bounds by Stanton.
9-yard line, 3rd and 5 from the 9. As Kobe Russell checking back into the game here, so he looks to be okay. Out on that left defensive back spot. And this time, Fisher takes this direct snap and runs it right up the middle. No one even near him. Samuel Fisher's 3rd rushing touchdown. He's got a passing touchdown as well. And it's 34-7 St. Croix Central. And maybe the Cardinals can get some points here for some momentum next week, but it has not been very good tonight. Maxwell Waters, extra point. He is right down the middle, 35-7.
Point is good. The score, St. Croix Central, 35.
We talked about this Central offense, kind of a juggernaut this year, and they keep it rolling here in their 5th game of the season.
This time we have
They're averaging over 42
senior
points per
football
game.
parents to
They're
please
not there yet, but we still have
rise.
11 minutes left.
Senior
And it's
parents
35-7.
of the grand finale of high school football. We want to express heartfelt thanks for being the anchors of the team. You've navigated 4 years of practice.
We got a beautiful night here at Laney Field.
Spaghetti dinners. You've been there through rain, sleet, and
As
everything
well as
associated with
volleyball team playing.
high school
Go out and watch the
football.
volleyball
So
team
here's
play.
the final season. May be
They're off to a
filled
pretty
with
good start as well this year.
touchdowns, just enough sunscreen to protect those faces from blinding glory of Friday night sunsets. You're the seniors' biggest fans. You've earned your
Yeah, you see the guys, William Roll and that defensive line with their helmets off. They look frustrated. They've had a load coming at them with Nussbaum and Fisher all game. So Samuel Fisher's 11th, 12th, and 13th rushing touchdowns of the year.
Score update, Rice Lake 26, Baldwin Woodville 14.
So Rice Lake ahead of Baldwin Woodville 26-14. Rice Lake will, with that win, they'll put them on top of the Middle Border Conference. Playing well. Baldwin Woodville's ranked 6th, I believe, in Division 4. We'll see if that puts Central ahead of Baldwin Woodville in the standings with this win. And caught by Timmers at the 10. Hands it off to Kobe Russell. Across the 30.
Russell on the return.
Did he run out of bounds before the 30? Right at the 30-yard line.
Pushed out of bounds by Pontiff.
Pontiff pushed him out of bounds. And mark him shy. 1st and 10 from the 29. Let's see if the first team offense goes back out there. If Coach Ryan elects to, or Coach Hansen elects to go with some backups.
1st and 10 for the Cardinals on their own 29.
Let's see. Looks like Teddy will go back out there. Yep, first team offense got Packard, Kobe Russell, Tomley. And tries to hand it off to Timmers, goes up the middle. He is met right at the line, maybe a loss. And that's Sanders again. We've called his name a lot tonight. He's had a good game on defense. Loss of 2, second and 12 from the 27. Yeah, they had nothing going on that play. The St. Croix Central offensive line and defensive line has definitely won the matchup tonight. As he gets pressure off the right end, he's going to be sacked. Sacked again, that time's number 28. Owen Herink. So third sack of the night for Central. And that's the reason why Bernick has not gotten much going on the passing game. They've been all over him from everywhere. And this O-line has definitely met their challenge with this defensive line of St. Croix Central. 3rd and 18 from the 21. Be a 6-yard loss. Back to pass. Spins out to his left. Dumps it off. Low and short. Incomplete for Owen Bayer, and they'll have to punt again. And they just look dejected. They just don't. The energy's kind of low, and down 4 touchdowns will do that. But need to get some momentum for next week. Throw this one in the back of your head, forget about it, and get ready for next week. Dietrich Ike back to punt again. Mason Sullivan to receiver about midfield. And the punt, low line drive, gets a Cardinal bounce. That'll go all the way down to the 47-yard line. And that's where Caden Wester will start. So Fisher's still out there as well. It's like first team offense. Mason Sullivan out there.
The Panthers on their own 46.
Wester under center. This will be a toss right. Kind of flips to the left. And it'll be might be called a tripping penalty here on Prescott. We'll see what the call is. Nope, it's going to be on the offense. As Ponath with the carry. Got about 4 yards. We've got a flag on the play. A late hold on the Panthers will bring this one back.
Holding St. Croix Central.
So it'll be 1st and 20. They'll redo first down. Now it'll be at the 40-yard line. First and 16 from the 40. Kind of a bunched offense here. Wester under center. Fake the handoff inside. Go out to the left. That's Samuel Fisher.
Fisher on the carry.
Not much on the carry, but the clock will run. That's all that St. Croix Central cares about. Keep the clock running. Gain of 2. 2nd and 14 from the 42. Under 9 minutes to go here. Ponath checks back in for Jaden Boyce. Looks like they're using Ponath a little bit more here in the last possession here. And fakes the handoff, runs right, throws it. It's tipped, but still completed. And he runs him over. Oh my, what a play. Completed to number 5, Noah Nussbaum. He just runs over the defender. Gets the first down. 20-yard gain.
That's a St. Croix Central first down.
And he lowered the helmet. David Regnier is not a small guy at all. Coming in at about 6'3". He's not a small dude. He just ran him over. Wester out to the left. Fisher with the toss. Tries to get to the outside. He's got past Timmers. and out of bounds. It's going to be close to a first down. Just ran right around Barrett Timmers.
Knocked out of bounds by Platson.
And Platson knocked him out of bounds before a gain of, this is going to be about 8. Second and 2 from the 35-yard line. And the clock, oh, it went out of bounds. Clock stopped at 8:05. Under center is Wester. Fisher in motion. Hands it off to Nussbaum. Nope, they go left with Wester.
Wester on the
Kept it on that one. I believe he got the first down as well. He did. Be another first down.
St. Croix Central, first down.
They'll mark this at the 32-yard line. First and 10.
First and 10 for the Panthers on the Prescott 32.
Fisher and Nussbaum, the running backs. Nussbaum gets the inside carry. He powers forward again. Tackled by, looks like Linder with the tackle.
Nussbaum on the carry.
Linder looks to be a little shaken up after that. So 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 from the 27. And now we got a late substitution here by the Cardinals. And they might not get off. They're going to have 12 men on the field. They had to call a timeout. Yeah, Brody Linder got hurt there. They had a guy coming in late and they had to call a timeout. Timeout Prescott. As Ethan West was running on to replace him. Looks like he might have got the wind knocked out of him on that last Nussbaum run. I mean, Nussbaum and Fisher run hard. And they run with a purpose. The trainer's not around Linder, but he's still down on his knees here on the sideline. So he just got shaken up. It'd be interesting to see what the total yards in this game would be. It'd probably be St. Croix Central by maybe 200. We got Timmers' younger brother. Looks like Brody Timmers is over here warming up, throwing the ball around a little bit. Might come in for Burnick here in the next play if they get the ball back. Or he could just be practicing. Toss to the right side, Nussbaum. Tackled by a couple of Cardinals there. Good tackle. It's going to be about no gain. Maybe a yard. 3rd and 4 from the 26. Just power running is what their game plan's been today. Wester's had to throw the ball when he needed to, and he completed all of his passes when he needed to. Wester out to the left. Fisher. A lot of Cardinals here to meet him. That time they got that shut down. Owen Bayer, Barrett Timmers. And it looked like number 10. That number 10 again, that was Finn Stanton. They're going to lose a couple yards there. Loss of 4. 4th and 8 now from the 30. Clock running at 6:18 here in the 4th quarter. All St. Croix Central, 35-7. And keep the offense out here in 4th and 8. Toss it out to Fisher, out to the right side. And spins there, not going to get the first down. But they didn't need to.
On the carry. Tackle by Russell.
Kobe Russell with the tackle. And he did get the first down. My mistake.
St. Croix Central, first down.
He needed 8, he got 9. 1st and 10 from the 21. Looked like he was short there a little bit, but he did a little spin to get the extra yard. So Nussbaum, the lead back. Fisher in motion. Wester keeps it, and he's still running. They've been breaking a lot of tackles tonight, these Panther running backs.
Tackle by Conley.
You can't just hit them with one defender. You got to kind of gang tackle them. That's what we've seen tonight. Shaking off a lot of Cardinal tacklers. That was a gain of 9. 2nd and 1 from the 12-yard line. Handoff, Nussbaum hits right at the line of scrimmage, but he stayed up. Like I said, you need to have a host of guys to tackle these guys. That was actually Mason Sullivan, I believe.
Nussbaum on the carry.
No, that was Nussbaum. And they got a first down. 2-yard gain. They needed 1. First and 10.
For the Panthers at the 10-yard line.
First and goal from the 10. Under 5 minutes to go here. I think the Panthers want to get their average scoring and they want to get 42. Wester keeps it out to the right side and dives for the end zone. Did his knee go down? Nope, they call it a touchdown. So Caden Wester breaks a couple tackles, gets down to the 2, dives forward, and he's in. He'll have first rushing touchdown, and it's 41-7 St. Croix Central. On for the extra point. We call his name a lot tonight. Samuel Waters. Be right at their average for points if you can convert this. And it looks like it was wide. No, just got it inside the upright. It was a low line drive. Just clipped the upright. 42-7 now. Looks like the Cardinals might go with some backups here on offense. No point in putting them out there. Risk injury. There's a tough loss here tonight for the Cardinals. But got to forget it and come back Friday night and play even better. Couple of injuries here. Kobe Russell did go back in the game, and I did not see Lonel Tomlinson go back. He got hurt early in that first half. I did not see him back on the field. He looked to have about a lower body injury as well. So back to receive is Barrett Timmers and Kobe Russell at the 5. Hayden Buckle will kick off from his 40. Be interesting to see this Central team play Baldwin Woodville or Somerset and see what their defenses can do. And they've shut down this Prescott offense as well. They're averaging about 31 points per game, so Central's defensive game plan was spot on tonight as well. Short kick. It'll be caught by Russell out to the 25. Across the 30, cuts it back, still up, and now hit out of bounds. He's been getting some big hits tonight put on him. Now let's see what the offense does here. See who they like to put out there. First and 10 from the 33. We have running clock now. 35-point lead. Looks like we're gonna have some backups out there. Henry Roll, Cole Platson. And it looks like it will be the sophomore Brody Timmers. And timeout St. Croix Central. They didn't have enough players on the field. So it'll be their first charge timeout, and they'll go back to the sideline. We got Brelathan in. Gavin Miller's also out there. Joaquin McGee. And Tolan Makajovic, sophomore. So definitely the backups here for Prescott. Let's see what sophomore Brody Timmers can do. Or if they just run the clock out here. Want to shout out Kinnaman's name. He's also out there. We're going with 3 wide receivers set. Looks like McNamara's in there, 29. High snap. Timmers will keep it. And not much there.
Brody Timmers on the carry.
Sorry, the running back's Ethan West. Ethan West was out there with Brody Timmers.
Tackle by Holzer.
Holzer with the tackle. Looks like he got a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 from the 34. We have running time here, under 3.5 minutes to go. All St. Croix Central. Another high snap. And Timmers runs right into the defender.
Timmers on the carry.
And it looks like the high snap's kind of thrown off the tempo there. Good tackle by Casey Boysen-Eilers.
Tackle by Boysen-Eilers.
And 3 minutes to go here. 3rd and 12 from the 31. Timmers in the shotgun. And fake the handoff. Timmers runs out to the right, across the 35.
Timmers
Decent
on the
run
carry.
there, out to the 37. It's going to be short of the first down. So 38-yard line. Gain of 7 will be 4th and 5. To spot the 38-yard line. 4th and 5 from the 38. 2.5 minutes to go. As now Brelithan and Henry Roll switch spots. And nice fake there. And Brody Timmers is gone. 45-30, 25-20. Cuts left, and he is tracked down inside the 10.
Timmers on the carry.
So they faked the end around, and Timmers just ran it right up the middle. That was a 60-yard run. Inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal from the 5. Maybe that could get some momentum going for next week.
1st and goal for the Cardinals.
So let's see the young sophomore score here. Timmers now goes in the shotgun. High snap again. Eludes the tackler, runs to the left, and he's in. What a touchdown for Brody Timmers. The ball was almost spiked over his head. Tried to hand it off. He had a guy in the backfield. Spun left, juked right, and went into the end zone. So 42-13 here. Nice running there from Brody Timmers. He'll keep that one in the highlight reel and show his older brother that. As the student section going wild now, it's 42-13. Offense stays out there for the 2-point conversion. And this time he does hand it off to West and does not get it.
Extra point is no good. The score.
So it's 42-13 now. And now it's no longer running clock. Oh, it is running clock. Maybe it is. No, it stopped at 1:20. So we'll probably see a few kneel downs, and that'll be the game. So Brody Timmers, nice running there. As his brother Barrett gives him a nice high five down there. Good to see that. It was some hard running there from Brody because the snaps were high and almost over his head. And I think one of them he was supposed to hand the ball off, but he just kind of improvised and nice spin left and got in the end zone. Dietrich Ike will kick off from the 40. Looks like a new returner out there, number 13 for St. Croix Central.
Ike, kick for the Cardinals.
Trenton Holzer is back about the 10-yard line. And that's kicked. Holzer will have it at about the 8. Gets up to the 20. 25-30. And tackled there. Number 54, Lewis Kinneman. And a couple of defensive guys in here. Michael Gray will come in. Quentin Holt, sophomore as well. Brelithan will stick in there on defense.
First and 10 for the
Grayson
Panthers.
Riley in, the junior. And Gavin Tolan, senior. Handoff right side, as also the backup is in for St. Croix Central. Number 12, Brecken Ponath. Gain of about 5 yards there, 6 yards at the 35-yard line. This will be the final seconds here. I don't know if they have to run a play or not. We're down to 10 seconds. And that will be the game. 5-4. And with all St. Croix Central Panthers here, the fast-paced, hard-running game that we talked about earlier has killed the Cardinals. And St. Croix Central will go to 4-1. They will go to, I believe, Somerset next week. And the Cardinals will head to Amory. They'll be 3-2. And our final score here at Laney Field, 42-13. St. Croix Central Panthers get the win. I'm Chris Hove, the Chainsaw, Heather Hove, and Larry M. We want to thank you, and we'll catch you next time.